I will try to explain our project in brief. So initially we utilized a service from Amazon called Code Commit. It is basically for developers where we can add our code like a Git only. So we created a repository named to-do list login, and in this inside this we created an index.html file by adding the file from here, and a signup.html file. This both script and stack is not necessary and not used in our project. Only index.html and signup.html is what we used. And inside the index.html we typed in the code. You can see the code, and inside the code there is a section here, action. This is the action that will be performed on clicking the. This is actually a login form. So on clicking login, this action will be performed. That means it will redirect to this URL. Okay, that is what happening here. And in signup.html, I forgot to say one thing. In the index.html, yeah, here what if you don't have an account, there is a section in the same front page and we can register for an account. So it will display don't have an account, and there will be a link. If you click, it will point to the other page, signup.html, which I am going to explain here. This is the signup.html, and in this page it will take all the values like email and password and confirmation of the email, the password. So here it is where we are registering with the app. So after the registration, it will again what it will do now, it is having an action. This is the action. So after the registration, it will again come to the login page, so that after registration user can continue with the login to the application. So we have given these codes and we have pushed into the repository. Like after the commit, we have pushed it, and in the code pipeline we have released these changes. You can see this is source, and we have deployed it into an Amazon S3. Okay, this is our to-do login bucket. This is the S3 we have created, and we have connected our code to this bucket. There is a property in S3 which allows static website to display without even the requirement of an EC2 instance. We can display these contents in an S3 itself. So here you can see in the properties to the bottom there is an option called static website hosting. So we have enabled this. Okay, and this is our static website link. And another settings I have given is permissions. So I switched off block all public access. This function is switched off so that it can be accessed as a public. It is available as public only, and created a bucket policy. This bucket policy allows an external like in a public access to this object inside the bucket. What are the objects inside the bucket means the login form. So a URL or an IP address from outside can access into this Amazon S3. For that only we are given this bucket policy, and there is a CORS. This is cross origin resource sharing. Since we are sharing the resources among another EC2 instance, to avoid any blockage in between, I have created this cross origin resource sharing code, so that this S3 bucket will can be accessed from different instances. So these are the settings done. Okay, then you can when you click on this link, this is the S3 bucket URL. So when you click on that link, it will generate this page. This is our login page, and for a first user they have to sign up. Okay, so when they click sign up, they can create a new credential with the application. Okay, I will come to this part. Then the front end is set up, so we need to save all our data that are being inputted here into a database. Then only we can log in, allow our customers to log in. We need to check for the data, and we have to verify whether a username or the credentials are correct. So before checking a credential is correct, we need to save our user credentials somewhere, and that is the place called database. So I have created a database in Amazon RDS, named database 1, chosen MySQL version 8.0.35, and given a name for the DB as to do DB. The license model is general public license. Okay, just having only 2 vCPU and 8 GB RAM, and because it is only required for our app for now, and no multi-zone. This is a multi-zone availability. So even though our application is accessed from another region, it will be available, but for now we have not enabled it. There is a username and password for this database which is given at the time of my creating that database. This is used for the authentication purpose, and it is having storage of 20 GB. It's general purpose SSD. Okay, so yeah, so I have chosen at the time of creating this RDS an option to connect with an EC2 instance. Instead of going it for public access, I have chosen option to connect with a particular EC2 instance. So that at that time I have assigned this RDS instance to a EC2 instance, and it will create an automatically a security group for communication between this RDS and that EC2 instance. It will create a security group automatically, so we don't have to do anything. So the communication will be happening only between that EC2 instance and this database, and no other public IP address cannot access into this RDS. This is only a security feature that we are given to our app. Okay, then coming to our EC2 instance. So there are 2 EC2 instances running. This is Node.js instance where our front end will be directly communicating with, and this to-do app is the instance where our main application is present. The request from the front end will come to the Node.js instance, and only after passing the authentication part, it will come to the to-do application instance. So here the registration and login is happening and communicating with the RDS, and after that it will come to to-do application where our application is running. So I have given in the security group the port for the 3000. This is the port for communicating with the S3, Amazon S3, and this is for communicating with to-do application. It is assigned to this port. This 3306 is the port for RDS. Currently this is our Node.js instance. So here I have set up the environment for running of a Node.js application. I have installed Express, Node npm, and the Node.js application. Okay, all the runtime and environment for the Node.js is set up here, and I created a folder named server. It's a directory. You can see what are files inside. There is a package.json and index.js. So index.js is our application here. The package.json contains all the dependencies for running this. Not all the dependencies, but which all dependencies are used. This information is contained inside this package.json. I can show you. Package.json. See, we are given name, server, version. Main is pointing to the app only, index.js, and dev start. It is used for starting the server. If we can automate the server starting and all later, so for that only I have added this one. So whenever this instance is up, it will automatically run, and all the dependencies now, these are the dependencies I have mentioned here. Okay, so that's it. So after this creation of this package.json, I should write npm install. So npm is the node package manager. So npm will install all the required dependencies that I have mentioned in package.json into this node modules directory. And this package log JSON will be automatically created at that time. So after that only it will be the application will be able to run. So also we can create a .env file. It's an environmental variable file, so that the application can be started from anywhere. For now we will start the application from within the folder where it is present. So for that we will type in node index.js. Yeah, okay. So this basically the index.js contains the code, node application code. It mentions the port that we uses, and app is Express. So every other dependencies, everything is mentioned, and this part will be handling the login of our form, login part, and this part for the registration, and this part for the redirection to the login page after the registration. Okay, so that's our first instance, and we have created another instance where we are having the to-do application that we already have this instance. It's no need to create this instance. We already have this instance that contains the to-do app. We just have to run the application node to-do app.js and make sure it is available. So that is all about the setup. And coming back to the front end again, so you can see this is a front end. Yeah, this is front end. You can create a email ID like aa@gmail.com and a password like aa123, again aa123. I'm just registering. Sign up, don't save. So here again you can see the login form is available. So I will use the same credentials here, aa@gmail.com and aa123 as the password, and I'm going to log in now. See, our app is available now. You can uh, write anything as a to-do list and add. It will be there. You can edit later and save it. Also you can delete it. So our app is basically available after login. uh, if you want to test what if you gave a wrong password, like I gave just 123, it's a wrong password, and I will click on login. It will show an invalid password message, and that's all. That's it. This is a simple project for to do app with a login form.